Part of you does hate him, but maybe part of you still hung up on him. Yeah.
And the postman will back me up on that too.
I'm sure part of you does hate him, but maybe part of you still hung up on him.
Where are you getting this?
Where are you getting this? I'm sure part of you does hate him, but well, maybe part of you is still hung up on him. I'm sure part of you does hate him, but well, maybe part of you is still hung up on him. I'm sure part of you does hate him, but well, maybe part of you is just still hung up on him. I'm sure part of you does hate him, but well, maybe part of you is just still hung up on him. It's still hung up on him. It's still hung up on him.
And the postman will back me up on that too.
I'm sure part of you does hate him, but maybe part of you still hung up on him.
Still
Where are
hung
you
up on
getting
him.
this?
Still hung up on him. Still hung up on him. Still hung up on him. Still hung up on him.
There with the new nanny.
Wow, your own personal nanny? Smell you.
It's not all it cracked up to be. It's not all it cracked up to be.
Oh, trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh, trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Oh, trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Trust me, it's not all it's...
There with the new nanny.
Wow, your own personal nanny? Smell you.
Smell you.
Oh, trust me, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
It's cracked up to be.
One day, one of my club friends asked why she hadn't seen me around lately. And I told her that we couldn't afford it anymore.
She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing.
She waved it off like it was nothing.
She waved it off, it was
I
like...
saw her.
She waved it off.
Get that look in her eye. That
Waved off. Waved it off. She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing. I agree. She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing. She waved it off like it was nothing. Waved it off. Waved it off.
Hey, Susan.
Hi, Mike. I brought you a little housewarming gift.
I probably should have brought us something by earlier. I probably should have brought us something by earlier. I probably should have brought 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 something by earlier.
We should have brought something by earlier, but
Actually, you're the first in the neighborhood to stop by.
really?
I'm raising your children.
I am just trying to move on with my life.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
It is nothing to be ashamed
It
of.
is nothing to be ashamed
Okay,
of.
I tell you what then.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes it's not good to be, it's not to look back. Sometimes it's not good to be, it's not to look back.
Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past.
But I can't help it.
Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past. Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past. Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past. Sometimes it's not.
Days after my funeral, Lynette replaced her grief with a much more useful emotion.
Tom, this is my 5th message and you still haven't called me back. Tom, this is my 5th message and you still haven't called me back.
Tom, this is my 5th message and you still haven't called me back.
Once earned, it affords us tremendous freedom.
But once trust is lost, it can be impossible to recover. But once trust is lost, It can be impossible to recover.
But once trust is
Trust
lost,
is lost.
it can be
It
impossible
can
to
be
recover.
impossible to recover. 뭐야?
Rex, I don't know if you heard, but he had a heart attack.
I had no idea. Is he okay?
I don't know if you have.
Rex, I don't know if you heard, but he had a heart attack.
I had no idea. Is he okay?
But the doctor says he's at risk for something called pericarditis. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know about that.
But the doctor says he's at risk for something called pericarditis. Do you know anything about that?
Instant care echoed in her head. Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future.
Into our future.
Okay, here we go.
미래 우울한 일인가? We caught a sickening glimpse into our future. Caught a sickening glimpse into our future. We caught a sickening glimpse into future. We caught a sickening glimpse.
Instant care echoed in her head. Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future.
Okay, here we go.
Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future. 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 Bree caught a sickening glimpse. I'm sure part of you still I'm sure part of you hate him, but maybe part of you is still hung up on him. I'm sure part of you is still I'm sure part of you hate him, but maybe part of you is still hung up on him.
And the postman will back me up on that too.
I'm sure part of you does hate him, but
does hate him.
maybe part of you still hung up on him.
Where are you getting this?
Well,
I'm sure part of you does hate him, but maybe part of you is still hung up on him. I'm sure part of you does hate him, but maybe part of you is still hung up on him. Maybe part of you is still hung up on him. Maybe part of you is still hung up on him. Maybe part of you is still hung up on him. Maybe part of you is still hung up on him. Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past. Sometimes it's not good to look back on the past.
sometimes it's not good to look back on the past.
Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future. Bree caught a glimpse. Bree caught a sickening glimpse. Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future. Bree caught a glimpse.
Instant care echoed in her head. Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future.
Okay, here we go.
Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future. Bree caught a sickening glimpse into her future. Incredibly exclusive.
It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive.
It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive. It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive. It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive. It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive. It's supposed to be incredibly exclusive. It's supposed to be incredibly.
Mom, Dad, I have found the future Mrs. Ted Mosby. Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman?
How have I always described my perfect woman? How have I always described my perfect woman? How have I always described my perfect woman? How have I always described my perfect woman? How have I always described my perfect woman? How have I always described my perfect woman?
Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman? Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman?
Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman? Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman? 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 How have I always described my perfect woman?
And then you're engaged, you pop the champagne, you drink a toast, you have sex on the kitchen floor.
It's my birthday, and you're telling me I'm not the one for you?
It's not really such a big deal. It's not really such a big deal.
It's really not such a big deal. I mean, it's the odds. It's not.
It's really not. It's really not such a big deal. It's really not such a big deal.
Yeah, is this gonna take a while?
Yes. 25.
Marshall, how have I always described my perfect woman?
Let's see. She likes dogs?
I've got 5 dogs.
I've got 5 dogs.
Let's see. She likes dogs?
I've got 5 dogs.
She drinks scotch?
I love a scotch that's old enough to order its own scotch.
Own scotch. I love scotch. It is old enough to order its own scotch.
She drinks scotch?
I love a scotch that's old enough to order its own scotch.
Can quote obscure lines from Ghostbusters?
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Good. Thank you. With the right EP, you'll do great, Jen.
뭐지?
I think so too, and I know how much he appreciates your lobbying hard for him. He really looks up to you.
I know how much he appreciates your loving hard for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving hard for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving hard for him. He really looks up to you. 발음 왜 이러냐? I know how much he appreciates your loving hard for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. 문장이 좀 어려워. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart. Your loving heart. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. How much he really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. I know how much he appreciates. I will never know what it's up to be like with women like that. I will never know what it's up to be like with women like that. I will never know what it is to be with women like that. I will never know what it is to be with women like that. I will never know what it is to be with women like that. I will never know what it is to be with women like that.
I'll never know what it is to be with a woman like that.
I thought to myself, I will never know what it is to be with a woman like that. what it is to be, what it is to be. I thought to myself, I will never know what it is to be with a woman like that. I thought to myself, I will never know what it is to be with a woman like that. With a woman like that. With a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. With a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. What it is to be with a woman like that. With a woman like that.
Good. Thank you. With the right EP, you'll do great at it.
Wow. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. I know for him. How much he appreciates your loving heart for him. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. You.
Good. Thank you. With the right EP, you'll do great at it.
I think so too, and I know how much he appreciates your lobbying hard for him. He really looks up to you.
I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving heart for him. He really looks up to you. I know how much he appreciates your loving for him. I know how much he appreciates your. 졸려. 왜 이렇게 졸리지?
Right here. 3 shooters. High five. Oh, Pam. It's a guy thing, Pam.
I'm studying.
I'm sort of a student of comedy.
I'm sort of a student comedy. I'm sort of a student comedy. I'm sort of a student comedy. I'm sort of a student comedy. I'm sort of a student comedy. I'm sort of a student comedy.
I'm sort of a student of comedy.
Student comedy.
No. This is good.
No.
This is good.
Michael.
This is fine.
Yes. I've told him the same as you.
Listen,
told
okay,
him the
don't
same as
panic.
you.
All
We
the
haven't
alarm
made
bells
it-
are kind of going.
We haven't made any decisions yet. I've spoken to Josh from Stanford.
Okay.
I've told him the same as you.
I've told him the same as you. I've told him the same as you. I've told him the same as you.
So this is my kingdom, far as the eye can see.
This is our receptionist, Pam. This is our receptionist, Pam.
This is our receptionist, Pam.
So you've come to the master for guidance.
Let me show you how it's done.
Is this what you're saying,
Let me show
Grasshopper?
you how it's done. This is what you're saying, Grasshopper.
Ryan Howard from the Temp Agency.
Ryan Howard from the Temp Agency.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. 여러분. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go. If they let me go. I don't think it would be the worst thing if they let me go.
Right here. 3 Stooges. High five. Oh.
졸려. 졸려서 못하던데.